Every decent door had a letterbox. Sometimes they would stand up straight and they were difficult to fly at. Or they would lie flat but have two opposing clusters of fibres. But mostly, letterboxes lay flat and were easy to fly at. And Morrison would slink along, feeding the flyers, and they would reconfigure from a pile between his chin and palm into a load in a small cloth canvas bag, and they would whisper into letterbox oblivion oh so quickly. Morrison would be finished as early as 3 a.m. He remembered her saying, "I've been able to become an endless series of waterfalls, lakes, waterfalls and mountains, and none of it anywhere, a home in sight." How she was helped by so many male assistants in, say, the electrical departments. He remembered how she always kept a red cushioned stool in the fireplace instead of fires. He remembered how she mostly just cried. He remembered how she said he was the male version of Marjorie. He remembered how she set her eyes down to her shoes when she no longer wanted to fight. Fat American watching the hawk-haired fella zipping up his blue jacket, Morrison thought, as he crossed the plaza just before the flying job ended for good. Morrison got to the top of the street. He saw that the lights had gone orange all the way down as far as he could see. The way it made you sad in the night, that orange. And one light right at the very end of the street flickered. He went to the first mailbox, flipped up the lid, flipped to the fire. He seemed to see an eye staring back at him, just a single eye. And he thought about his own eye and the eye of the other staring back at him, not connecting. Not connecting. He moved on to the next house. He moved on to the next door, flipped up the flap, the letterbox, and chucked in a flyer. He saw, for certain this time, another eye. What's with this street? Everyone watching out at me. What's with this street and everyone waiting behind their doors? He thought. Hurried on to the next. Hurried on to the next door. He flicked in another flyer and he could see another eye staring at him. What's with these people? Why are they waiting for me behind these doors? Why don't they just pounce out on me when I turn my back? Flipped the next letterbox, the next house, and shoved a flyer through. And in dim green light through said letterbox, he could see just simply one more eye watching out at him. And he hurried on, wondering why these watching, waiting eyes didn't belong to people who emerged from their houses to scold him for flying, but no one emerged. Maybe they liked hitting flyers. He went to a fourth house, and there indeed another eye could be seen, making eye contact with Morrison's own eye, in the momentary glimpse through the door, with the flick of the letterbox owner's door allowed. Have I finally fly too much? awaiting me? And if so, why? They only seem to be watching. Why don't they emerge and pounce on my back as I hurry down each walk? The fifth door was different. Letterbox was different. It was lower, and Morrison had to hunch to flick the flyer in, and he heard a yowl. And as the yowling cat scratched the tip of his index finger, he pulled back his hand.
The fifth door was different. The letterbox was much lower and he had to hunch to see through. He flicked in a flyer, sticking his hand well into the letterbox. And he heard a yowl. And he felt the yowling cat scratch at his index finger. And he pulled back his hand. Ow! It was a deep scratch. He looked at his index finger. The cut was wide, displayed, like a top of the index finger filleted fish.
And with blood pouring, he lifted the flap again, but only with his index finger, and looked in. He could see the cat in a dim green light, its fur up, its back up, its tail cutting a million quick circles in the air.
He looked at his finger. The blood was pouring. It would certainly need stitches. He decided to quit the flyering job then. He put the rest of the flyers in the recycling bin. The next day, when the van turned up to his house, Morrison decided not to go down. Pike had said, "If you don't turn up when I come, even once, I'll assume you're quitting and never turn up again." True to his word, old Pike, it turned out. Morrison soon got a day job, stuffing envelopes. It was a wisp of a job, but it tired him. He'd fall asleep with the television running, and whatever channel would go off air in the wee hours, the giant would come and stick its eye to the other side and watch all